We had our colleague Jeff Darlington on the air the other day to update us on his reporting that eight teams are interested in Tom Brady and whether he would be shocked if Brady goes back to New England. He said that there are still significant number of teams out there for Brady services. Don't sleep on the Bucs is what he kept saying a couple of times. And also did mention that he would be surprised if Brady did go back to New England. Today, we heard from his colleague at ESPN, Diana Rossini, who said that she's hearing that perhaps it's not as many teams out there for Tom Brady's services. What can you tell us as we are maybe on the precipice of a big free agent maneuver here?
I think would 6 to 8 teams, tap Don Yee, his agent, on the shoulder and say, hey, we like your guy. We would love to have an audience with the GOAT. Sure. Are there 8 teams that they make sense for him and he makes sense for them? And this is a two-way street and he's got to be on board. You're recruiting him. I don't really know, Rich. I have a hard time seeing – you're going to tell me there's 8 different jerseys I could picture Tom Brady in next year and that he could picture himself in. I don't know, but you listen, you play out you play things out. But all this uncertainty we've talked about has certainly pumped the brakes on Tom Brady really moving forward with some of these teams. At the end of the day, I have a hard time seeing it in Tampa. I mean, Bruce Arians can be very persuasive. I don't see him ending his career as a Tampa Bay Buck. The L.A. thing, if the Chargers came at him the right way, both ears would be wide open and he would be willing to be wowed. Do they have it in their wherewithal, or do they even want to wow him? That we'll see. I think the Raiders thing is interesting on some levels. Tennessee, the relationship with the coach, but I still think Tannehill's back there. I've thought that all along. Is there a mystery team? Maybe. And then I know a lot of people want to rule out the Patriots, but there's no way in the world that Tom Brady's signing somewhere else without giving Robert Kraft, his full and undivided attention at some point in this process. And we'll see where the Patriots are in terms of market value and if they're willing to pay Tom Brady the way the market would. If they are, then I have a hard time. I have a hard time ruling it out or saying I'd be shocked to see him retire as a Patriot. And honestly, Tom doesn't have all the information he needs to make these decisions yet.
Did you mention the 49ers?
I didn't. I guess you could throw them in there. That's another one where what I've heard there doesn't lead me to believe that that's a strong possibility. Mm-hmm. But look, nothing's impossible in a situation. I'm not going to rule anything out. But from what I've heard, I don't think that's one of the, you made me handicap it. I don't know that I'd put them, in the 3 or 4 teams that I think it ultimately gets down to.
I mean, I think he would love to have that in the top 2 or 3. I would, again, and this is all conjecture, totally. But, hometown team, finish up where he always wanted to, as a kid play, parents nearby. They were 7 minutes shy of winning it all. Why not use your GOAT, gorilla in the room, elephant in the room, bull in the china shop status to see if you can try and make that happen, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we'll see.
Okay.
I don't know. I got a feeling that's not where it ends up, but I'm by no means am I saying it's out of the question. And to your point, no one knows. Like, I think if you gave Don Yee truth serum right now, you know what I mean? He couldn't tell you unequivocally where this path's going to end. There's more. This is not linear. It's not A to B. There's going to be more twists and turns and more meandering and more information gathering than Tom Brady's. This is it. This is the first time he's ever embraced free agency, and I think he's going to embrace it fully and see where it leads.